back to my Find Your Sway Soul YouTube channel. We are today going to be working on splits and opening our hamstrings and our hips. So really it's a hamstrings and hips class, aiming toward our full splits. Now I'm not able to do full splits, I'm not quite there yet. I've been working on it for what feels like an absolute age, but that's what I love about yoga. The things that you sometimes expect to come more naturally, challenge you learn a lot more about yourself, and then sometimes yoga will surprise you and you feel like you're never going to get there, and all of a sudden something clicks, and all of a sudden you're in splits or you're in handstand or whatever it is. So always reminding yourself to practice without expectation or without judgment. Okay, so we're going to get started on our backs today. We're going to be needing 2 blocks and a strap. If you don't have either of these, don't worry. You can find either a belt or maybe a tie. And for the blocks, you can use books, whatever you have lying around. And if you have none of those things, don't worry, I'll always offer modifications. So come down onto our back. You're going to bring the strap with you so that you have it available. Okay, come down nice and slowly to the back. We'll just take a few moments. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Bring your hands to your lower belly. Now you can stay here. If you're comfortable in reclined Baddha Konasana, you can bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. So this will put a little bit of pressure or pulling on your hips, your inner thighs or adductors. So if that's too much for you in the beginning of class, then just leave it out. Come back to the previous soles to mat, soles of feet to mat. We'll take a few moments here with the bar, so start to connect mind, body and breath. Listening to the sound of your breath. And watch its journey as it starts to deepen, traveling in through your nose, past the back of your throat, expanding your lung space, lifting the navel as your belly spreads and widens. And with each exhale, just start to let go, sinking into the space on your mat, with eyes closed, feeling the 4 corners of your mat. And just notice how good it feels already. Take time to yourself and to find that connection with your body and breath. Okay, so from here we're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. I'm going to get you to bring your right knee in toward your chest, interlace the fingers to the front of the right knee and pull it down toward your right armpit. Try to pull equally down through the left as well as the right, so we're not shifting the weight of our body to the right. Pull for 3, 2, 1. Happy baby. Reach up on the inside of your right leg and grab the sole of your right foot from the pinky toe man side of the foot. If this isn't available, you can hold onto the ankle, or you can use your strap here, hooking the strap around the foot, and rather than holding the foot, hold the strap. If you're very open in your hips, extend your left leg and try to fully engage the left leg, thinking of back of knee, reaching down toward the mat, reaching through your left heel and drawing down through the right hand as you pull that right knee down toward the mat, toward your outer right shoulder. Eventually, maybe your right knee will touch the mat. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the sole of the left foot to the mat. Release the right foot, and we're going to bring our hands behind our right thigh. Straighten up through the right leg, reach up through the right heel. So here is a hamstring stretch. You're going to flex your right foot and maybe pull in a little bit toward the body. So I'd like you to feel your lower back press down into the mat. If you want, you can travel the hands up behind the calf if your hamstrings allow it. Find your limit, breathe here, and try not to strain through the neck. I'd like you to allow your shoulders in the back of the neck to soften onto the mat. So if that's not available with hands behind the calf, just leave them behind your thigh. Now from here, I'd like you to find your strap, and you're going to bring the right foot into the loop of your strap. So I'm going to place the arch or the ball of my foot into the strap. Now, Here, I don't want you to be holding the strap close to your body and bending your elbows. I'd like you to walk the hands up the strap until your arms are almost fully straight, maybe a little micro bend so that you can soften your shoulders. Reach up through the right heel. If your hamstrings allow it, extend your left leg. Holding it here. Gently pulling down through the strap. So you're going to immediately feel a deeper opening through the back of the right hamstring. Ground down through the back of the left leg because it's extended. Ground through your lower back. Draw your navel to your spine. Reach up. And imagine you're pulling that right foot up and over the crown of your head. Now from here, you're going to hold the strap with only the right hand. Bring your left arm out wide or left hand to your left hip. And then allow your right leg to come to the right. Maybe looking to the left. Try to stay grounded through the outside of your left hip or your left lower back. And if your left knee is still bent and the sole of the foot is to the mat, just allow the left knee to fall to the left. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up to center. Switch out your hands. Grab the strap with your left hand, right arm out wide, and bring the leg to the left. Now you can do this with your right knee bent. You can rest your left elbow on the mat and look to the right. If your left knee is bent, you'll obviously have to extend your left leg now for this pose. 3, breathe, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up to center and bend into the right knee. Release the strap. Okay, bring both soles of the feet to the mat. From here, we'll do the same on the opposite side. Bring your left knee in, interlace the fingers to the front of the shin, draw it down toward your left armpit so you're not pulling it down onto your rib cage. Pull slightly more down through the right elbow as well so that you're not sinking the entire weight of your body onto the left side of your back or hip. And then from here, we are going to come into Have Happy Baby. So reach up on the inside of your left leg, grab the outside of the left foot, and you're facing the sole of your left foot to the ceiling. So imagine you were trying to imprint the sole of your foot onto the ceiling. And then again, if you want to extend your right leg, you can. Drawing down through your left foot. And again, trying to be mindful of the weight of your body on the right lower back as well as the left. Root down through your right heel. Okay, and then from here, you're going to bend the sole or bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the mat. And from here, we're going to straighten your left leg and bring your fingers interlaced behind the left thigh. So on this side, I have an injury, so I'm still working on fixing that. So if you feel like you're a little bit different on this side, so a lot of us will feel a lot tighter on the left side than the right. We just tend to use our right side more. So just being mindful that you might not be able to push the body as much. If you want, you can bring the hands behind the calf or keep them behind the thigh. Flex the left foot, reach up through the left heel and feel your back left leg really stretching out. And then finding your strap, you're going to bring the foot into the loop of the strap. Okay, so like before, you're going to walk the hands up the strap until you have that little micro bend in the elbows, root down through the lower back, and if you want, you can extend the right leg. I'm going to keep mine bent on this side. Breathing here, allow your shoulders to soften down toward the mat, reach up through the left heel. Breathing deeply. Notice where you can find more space with your inhale. You can direct your breath directly to where you need it most. Now hold the strap with only the left hand, bring your right arm out wide, and allow that left leg to come out to the left. And you'll see here with my right knee, I'm going to bring it out to the right. Find your limit and breathe. Engage the front of your left thigh. Soften your outer left glute. Feel space in your inner adductors, your inner thighs. Breathe 5, 4, 3. Keep that left foot flexed. 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up to center. Switch out the hands. And if that right leg is bent, straighten the right leg. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the left leg to the right. Now again, if that's too much, you can bend your left knee and just bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. You'll see here, I am resting my right elbow on the mat, drawing navel to spine, and feeling this deep opening in the outer left hip for 5, 4, reach through your left heel, 3, 2, 1. With control, bring it all the way back up to center, release the strap, bend the left knee, and bring both soles of the feet to the mat. Okay, really nice. So you should feel a lot more space around your hip lower back area. Okay, from here we're going to bring our knees in toward the chest, rock all the way up to seated. And from here, coming into a seated forward fold. So find the bony part of your sit bones, bend your knees a lot, bring your belly to your thighs, and then reach forward and grab the outer edges of your feet. So with each inhale, you're going to lift your heart. Exhale, pull on your feet and push your belly towards your thighs. Now if you're feeling quite open already, you can begin to walk your heels a little bit more forward. But I'd like you to try and keep your belly to your thighs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold belly to thighs. And again, feel free, walk it out a little bit more. Keep your knees bent if you need. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Keep the belly to the thighs. One more time. If you feel like you can straighten the legs fully while keeping the belly to the thighs, do. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Okay, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, release all the way up. Downward facing dog. We're going to cross at our ankles, roll over onto hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, and lift the hips up and back. So making sure that your heels are hidden behind your toes. Your feet are parallel with each other. You are lifting through your sit bones. And if you find like you're rounding through the back in your down dog, just soften into your knees so that you can lift your tailbone, lift your sit bones, and feel that length from upper back travel through middle back and all the way into your lower back. Okay, really nice. And feel free to allow your heels to soften, legs to straighten. Wrap your triceps in toward each other, biceps spin forward, knit the rib cage in, stretch your heart back toward your thighs. On the next inhale, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg all the way up, bend the knee, lift your right knee, and lift your right hip over your left, open through your side body. Allow your left heel to soften as much as it can down toward the mat, don't worry if it's no ground. And then you're going to straighten the legs, square off the hips, look forward and step the right foot between your hands. Coming into a runner's lunge position, so feet are on separate tracks, we're going to drop the left knee down toward the mat. So you might want to find blocks here, or you might not need blocks. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, you're going to shift it back into your half splits, straighten the right leg. Inhale, come forward, lift the chest. Exhale to fold. So if you're rounding a lot or struggling to touch the mat, find blocks underneath the hands. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, keep the length through your back as you fold. Shift your hips back over the left knee. Inhale, last time, come forward. Exhale, shift it back and hold it here. We're going to bring the left hand underneath the shoulder to the mat or to a block. Keep that right hip in line with the left, so when we lift our right arm, we don't want this right hip to lift with it. So keep it dropping and lift your right arm all the way up. Hold here for 5, soften the neck. 4, belly to spine. 3, keep that right foot flexed, right leg engaged. 2, 1, and release. Right hand comes all the way down. Lunge forward into the right knee, and we're going to toe heel that right foot out wide. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. You're going to lift the left knee and come into your lizard position. Now, from here, if that's too much, you keep the left knee down to the mat. We're going to hold it here, stretching your chest forward. Keep thinking of left heel reaching back, left thigh lifting, and right hip dropping down. Okay, if it's available, you can either use a block underneath your forearms, or you can come all the way down to the forearms. Keep stretching the chest forward. And whether you have the left knee dropped or lifted, we're going to begin to sway forward and back with the hips. So trying to keep that right knee hugging in. Sway forward and back, coming to the tip of your toe and then reaching back through the ball of the left foot. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to your hands. Again, feel free, if you have that left knee dropped, perhaps try to challenge yourself and lift the knee. We're now going to use a block, so I'd like you to bring your right foot even wider and try to step your right foot onto the block. So this is obviously a lot more advanced. If this is too much, you leave it out. So like I said, you can step the right foot onto a book as well if you don't have a block available. Either staying here or using another block underneath your forearms, coming down a little bit lower. Keep hugging the right knee in toward your right shoulder. Breathe. 5. If you can bring forearms all the way down to the mat, do. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. You can remove your blocks, drop the left knee, and bring the right foot away from that block. And from here, we'll just step it back into a tabletop position. So coming onto hands and knees, inhale, coming into your cow tilt, arch your spine, lift your chest forward, lift your sit bones, exhale, push them out away, round through the back. Twice more, inhale, arch your spine, exhale, round. Last time, inhale, exhale. And from here, inhale, cow tilt, exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, lift it all the way up and back. Okay, so opposite side, we're going to inhale, float the left leg all the way up, bend the knee, heel to bum, and then stack that left hip over the right. Feel free to drop your right heel down to the mat if that's available. Stretching through your side body, your hip, straighten the legs, square off your hips, and step the foot between your hands. Coming into that runner's lunge position. So feet are on separate tracks. Feel free to bring blocks underneath the hands here. We are drawing our left hip back, right hip forward, and lifting through your right quadricep. So contract the front of your right thigh. From here, drop the right knee, find blocks if you need. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, shift it back, straighten the left leg, flex your left foot. Inhale to come forward, lift the belly away from the thigh as much as you can. Exhale, shift it back. And again, inhale, keep moving with the breath. Exhale. Last time, inhale, come forward. Keep feeling those hips sink forward and down. Feeling that compression in the front of your left hip. Exhale, shift it back, hold. Keep the right hand where it is. You can also bring the right hand to a block underneath the right shoulder. Keep your left hip dropping down and lift your left arm all the way up for 5, 4, keep hips square, 3, 2, 1. Release hands to the mat. Lunge forward into the left knee and toe heel your left foot out wide to bring both hands on the inside of the left foot. So from here we're going to lift the right knee and contract the right thigh again. So holding it here, allow your hips to remain square and keep thinking of left hip dropping down. So we have a tendency to dip the right hip down because it's easier. I'd like you to lift your right hip, drop your left hip. Okay, so from here, feel free to drop your right knee. If you want to come down lower, you can come all the way down onto forearms. And from here, we're going to sway forward and back. Breathing deeply. Recognize the discomfort perhaps in your left hip. And rather than try to push it away, try to breathe through it. Keep hugging that left knee in. Now come back to your hands. If your right knee was dropped, perhaps lifting your right knee to challenge yourself a little bit more. And then walk your left foot out, replace where the left foot was with the block, and then try to step the left foot onto the block. Okay, so from here you can stay on your hands. It's really challenging, a really deep opener. Keep trying to sink your hips forward and down, and try not to round through the back too much. You want to think of almost like arching your spine in a cow tilt, stretching your chest forward. If you want, you can come down with your forearms either to the mat or to a block. Breathe for 5. Keep that right thigh lifting unless it's really becoming too much, unless it's compromising your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Come to your hands, drop the right knee, remove the left foot from that left block, and step it back into your tabletop position. And once again, you're going to inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away around through the back. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arch your spine. And from here, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Okay, so this time, we're going to inhale, float the right leg all the way up, bend the knee again, heel to bum, stack your right hip over the left, drop the left heel if possible, and then you're going to straighten the legs, square off the hips, and step the right foot between your hands. From here, we're going to try and come into a longer lunge. So I want you to pick up the right heel or right ankle with your right hand and try to step it forward a little bit more. So you're in a bit of a deeper lunge. So usually we'd have the right knee stacked over the ankle. This time it is in front of your right knee. So I want you here to try and bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. We're going to try and dip our shoulders down and bring the right hand just to the outside of your right ankle. And again, you can drop your left knee here. So we're going to try and nuzzle our right shoulder underneath the right thigh. Holding it here and breathing. Hug that right knee in towards your outer right shoulder. Tuck your tailbone slightly to pull your belly in. Lift your left thigh and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, unravel. Bring your right hand to the outside of the right ankle again. Drop your left knee, and from here we're going to come into a bit of a longer half splits. Now, there are a few options here. We can either stay here in this extended half splits, or we can try to work toward our full splits. So, I'm going to tuck my left toe, and I'm going to begin to walk the left knee back a little bit. Now, find your blocks and have them handy, okay? So from here, I'm going to keep the left toe tucked for the time being. I'm going to try and slide this right heel forward. Now, if your mat is really grippy like mine, you might need to use your hand to shift your right heel forward. So from here, you can see the distance between my heels, or my right heel and my left foot, is a lot wider now. Now, when you are folded over your right thigh, you're getting a lot more of a hamstring opener. When you are back bending in splits, you're getting much more of a hip flexor opener on your left side. What we want to do is get an even opening. So we're going to try and stack our shoulders over our hips. So I'd like you to find your blocks. You'll bring the blocks underneath your hands, and you'll walk your shoulders over your hips. Now you'll see here I'm going to hold my feet flexed for the time being. My right heel or my right foot is flexed and my left toes are tucked. Try to drop your tailbone, soften the shoulders, and try to sink your hips forward and down. You can continue to edge that left knee back or slide the right heel forward. The blocks can be either side of your hips, and trying to straighten up through your spine as much as you can. Now, you can hold it here. You can pause the video if you want, if you need more time, or you untuck the back toe. And as I point to my right toe, I'm going to really engage my right thigh. So I am going to bring the block underneath my right hip and allow the right hip to rest on the block. Now, this might be for some of us on the higher level of the block. I used to be on the higher level. Now I've worked my way down to the medium and sometimes the lowest. I want you to alternate between pointing your right toe and flexing. So you'll see as I flex the right foot, I bend my right knee a little bit. And then I straighten up through the leg and I point. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep your hips square. Right hip drawing back. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. So whichever you feel challenges you the most, maybe find that, breathe there. If you want, you can bring your hands to prayer. You can bring them overhead, whatever feels good, or you can keep them to the mat or to the block. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perhaps for your last 5 breaths, you would like to come down a little bit lower for 5, 4, and contracting this right thigh as much as I can. 3, 2, 1, and slowly push into your blocks or to your hands to come back to that half splits position. You might still be in your half splits position, and then from there we're going to lunge forward into the right knee. You're going to remove your blocks out to the side, plant your hands, tuck the left toes, step it back, downward facing dog. Now if you need a break, please do find a break. Maybe in a child's pose or puppy pose, whatever suits you. Take a nice full inhale through the nose, exhale, let it go through the mouth. Opposite side, float your left leg all the way up, bend the knee, heel to bum. Step your left hip over your right, drop the right heel. Straighten your left leg, square off your hips, lift your right heel and step your left foot between your hands. Okay, so we're going to come to that extended lunge again. I'm going to pick up my left heel and try to step it more toward the front of my mat. I can also edge the right foot toward the back of the mat if that's easier for me. So like I said, I have an injury in my left hip and hamstring, so this side for me will be beginner's level. So from here, I'd like to bring my left hand to the inside of the right heel and then wrap it behind the outside of the heel, or behind the heel to the left outer heel. Okay, from here you can sway, you can do whatever feels good, you can drop the right knee if you need. And from here, we're going to try and drop the chest. Keep reaching it forward, but there will be a natural round through your back as you try to edge your left shoulder underneath. Hold, either sway or find stillness for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, so from here, bring the left hand again to the outside of the left foot and drop your right knee and shift back. Extended half splits. So here I'm going to stay in my extended half splits with blocks. Okay, so I'm going to continue to explain how to continue into the full splits without demonstrating. Okay, so from here, if you want, you tuck your right toe, you walk the right toe back as much as you can. You keep your left foot flexed and you slide the left heel forward. Remain with your left hip hugging back, right hip hugging forward. Find your blocks and then stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep the feet flexed, keep your knees slightly bent if you need. And gently push down into your blocks as you lift your chest. Draw your navel to your spine. Keep flexing. And then from there, if you want, you can bring a block underneath your left hip. Slide it underneath. Keep the hips square. So make sure you're coming to a level of the block on the left side so that your right hip is still in line with your left. And then you can alternate between flexing your foot, your left foot, and pointing your left toe. You are going to untuck your back toe as you do this. Point the left toe and flex the left foot. You can do this in your half splits as well. And then finding wherever is most challenging for you, find stillness for 5. Breathe for 4. Soften your neck, your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Really nice, okay? And then if you want for your last 5 breaths to come down lower, or just hold where you are for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice, okay? So pushing into your hands or into the blocks to come back to your half extended splits, and then we'll lunge forward into the left knee. We're going to remove our blocks and step it back into our downward facing dog. Really nice. from here, we are going to drop our knees, we're going to swing our feet out to one side, and you're going to swing your legs all the way out in front. Okay, so we're coming toward the end of our class. We are going to do one more hip opener before we finish. So, Gomukhasana, I'd like you to bring the left sole of the foot in, step it over the thigh. Half Gomukhasana. If full Gomukhasana isn't available, you're going to bring the heel to the outside of your right hip, and you'll see the pinky toe man side of my foot is on the mat. I flex my right foot, and I'm stacking my left knee over my right. If it's available for you, you're going to swing the right heel to the outside of the left hip, so that both of your feet mirror each other. One knee stacked on top of the other. If you're feeling that your left hip is really hovering away from the mat, sit on a block. Okay, hands to your knees, holding it here, sitting up tall or folding forward. So it's up to you. You can either stay here, or if you like, you can bring your finger pads to the mat. You can start to walk the hands out. You might come to the full palms of your hands. You might rest your chin on your knee or your forehead on your knee. Try to root your sit bones back and down. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to walk the hands all the way back in, and we'll unravel the legs. So you can just unravel. If you need to windshield wiper the knees, do. This should feel really nice for the hips. And then from here, we'll come to the opposite side. So extending your legs out in front. This time, bringing the right foot in. You either come to half Gomukhasana, bring the right foot to the outside of the left hip, or you bring both heels to the outside of the opposite hips. Adjust as much as you need. You can wiggle around as much as you like. And try to root down through your sit bones, stacking your knees. Feet are active and sitting up tall through the spine. So you can either stay here. So this for me is where I used to stay, with my shoulders over my hips. It was a lot more comfortable. I was able to breathe, and I was able to feel into my hips a little bit more. When I used to fold, it was too much, it was too intense, and I would get misaligned. I would not be able to connect with my body or my breath. So just always be mindful as to where you move, okay? Everyone's practice will be different, and everyone's practice will be different depending on the day or the time of day. So just connect. Don't fold if it doesn't feel good, and fold if it feels good. Starting to walk your hands out if that's available. Whatever you're doing, just breathing into your outer hips. Soften the shoulders, unclench the jaw. Breathe 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly begin to walk your hands all the way back in. And again, you can unravel your legs, bring your hands behind you. Just bring your knees from side to side. Okay, and then from here, we're going to sit up on our bum. I'd like you again to bring your hands behind you now. Whatever is comfortable with your hands. We don't want to collapse into the shoulders, but you can bring the palms to face back, or if you prefer to face them out toward the side of our mat, we're going to bring the right ankle toward the left thigh, and just allow that right knee to move away from you. The deeper you want this to be, the more you can shift your hips forward toward the left heel. The more you can walk your hands in, bringing your chest toward your right shin. Lift the chest, lengthen through the back. Again, try not to collapse into the shoulders. Shoulders are hugging down your back. Breathe 5, flex the right foot. Allow that right knee to move away from your torso. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unravel, bring the right foot down. You can bring the bum back a little bit if you need, and then bring the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Feel free to use your hands. Flex your left foot, allow the left knee to move away from you. And again, if you want, you can shift your bum forward. You can walk the hands in if it's available, stretching your chest forward toward the left shin, but keep moving the left shin away from your chest. Breathing here for 5. Sit up tall. 4, 3, shoulders away from ears, 2, 1, and release the left knee from here. Hands behind your thighs. We're going to bring our knees to our chest and rock forward and back, so you can rock all the way into the sit bones, all the way back. This should feel really nice up and down your spine. And then eventually we'll come all the way down onto the back, just making sure that you have space behind you to roll down. And from here we're just going to extend the legs long. We're going to make our way into a twist. So from here we're going to draw our right knee in toward the chest. From here you're going to bring the knee to the left, look to the right. Just allow the body to be really heavy and soft here. Find that space across your lower back, that twist through the belly. Back to center. Release your right leg long to reset. Maybe wiggle around with your hips, with your back. Bring your left knee in, grab the knee, and bring the knee to the right, look to the left. You might feel some clicks in your spine, in your back. I always do. And then slowly bring it all the way back up and extend your legs. Shavasana, corpse pose. If you have pain in the lower back, maybe bringing a pillow underneath your knees to soften the knees. Arms by your side body, palms face up, or if you're more comfortable, right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, or both hands to the belly. Allow the entire body to sink, finding your hips heavy on your mat, full weight of your legs sinking. Feel the fingers light. Notice the joints of your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Space in the neck, the chest. Releasing the muscles of your face and your jaw and your eyes, your brow. You can take as much time as you need in your Shavasana, but always advise to pause the video. And when you're ready, we're going to make our way up to a comfortable seat, rolling over onto the right side of your body. So maybe bending your knees, allow the body to roll to the right. Pausing here. And then slowly lift all the way up. Try to keep the eyes closed if you can. It doesn't matter what you look like or how you're seated. Cross-legged on your shins. You can come to standing if that's better for you. And just take a moment to deepen the breath slightly. So just start to find a little bit more depth in your inhale and exhale. Again, acknowledge that area around your hips, the backs of your legs. Any shifts or changes since the beginning of class, recognize them as a result of the effort, the intention, the action you brought to your practice today. Perhaps thanking yourself for coming to your mat, for dedicating time to yourself. Bringing your hands to prayer at the heart, connecting in with your breath, with yourself. I will close with a quote. The point of finding limits is to transcend them. Bowing your chin toward your chest, honoring your practice, and namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Tight hamstrings is something that, because I tend to do the gym a little bit, maybe once or twice a week, it's something that my hips and my hamstrings are just forever tight. So it's been a long journey for me trying to open this part of my body. So I get the struggle, I know that it takes time, and it can be frustrating, but little by little I have made progress, even if it's taken years. And it's humbling to watch how long it takes, and it's also encouraging to see when you finally make a little bit of progress. So keep at it, and let me know if this video was helpful for you. If you're ever sharing your progress on social media, please do hashtag #FindYourSweatySoul so that I can follow along and maybe offer some words of advice or encouragement. I am here in my studio in the IFSC in Dublin. It's called Sweaty Soul Studio, and you can have a look at our classes online if you ever want to join us here in the studio. And please do contact me if you ever have any questions at info@sweatysoulstudio.com. Thanks so much, and namaste. Have a great day.